Hi folks, welcome to the Prepared Homestead. Thank you all for stopping by to watch. Let's see if I can get through this without getting struck by lightning or rained on. Just about a minute before I hit the record button, I got a news alert that there's lightning in the area and storm moving in. Knew that was going to happen, but thought it was going to be a little bit later. Wanted to give a shout out to all the mothers. It is Mother's Day, and you are... well, I mean, you're like the most important thing in the world, because without moms, there wouldn't be the rest of us. And don't for 1 second buy into all this garbage that's being pushed that, oh, anyone can be a mom and, birthing persons. And I've changed to being a mother. That's baloney. Mothers are amazing. Men, I hope that you have done something special for your wife today and for your mother. Because they're just that amazing. And as crazy as it may sound, my wife wanted to take advantage of the beautiful day and do a bunch of stuff outside. So that's what we've been doing. And whew, I'm a little hot and sweaty, but we got some things done that she wanted to get done. And so that's all that matters. And as soon as I get off of here, I'll be finishing up a dinner for her and my mother, because my mother's here. Anyways, now let's get on to depressing stuff. Not really. But serious stuff. Of course, I've been talking at length about the stuff at the border. We've been talking about, the banking stuff and the dollar stuff and all the horrible things that this administration, this government, this new world order is doing. At some point, you're going to have to start to think, I mean, it seems like you'd have to, that we've gone too far. We've gone too far for a long time, but I'm talking to the point of no return, and that this government no longer represents us at all, no longer has any of our best interests at heart. It's pretty obvious, at least to me, that we are walking pretty rapidly into the New World Order. And what we're seeing happen at the border is just, I don't know, it just solidifies that. We need to be getting ready. And I'm not talking about beans and rice, folks. I'm talking about the very real possibility of things like civil war, secession, that kind of stuff. We're seeing Antifa. I just watched a video today or yesterday of Antifa just violently attacking a pro-life group. We're seeing battle lines being drawn very distinctively. We're seeing violence happen really on both sides. And then now it's like hundreds of thousands of their army is coming through just, to destroy our cities and to play havoc and cause chaos. Not saying that they're all bad, but, well, when the vast majority of them are military-aged males, many of them have criminal records or come here to do crime, it's kind of hard to see it as the old days where migrants would come here so that they could get a job and be a contributing member of American society and integrate into society. That's not what's really happening anymore, and hasn't for a long time. And we have to accept that reality. I know that there's going to be some of you that say, well, it's not quite that bad yet. I mean, we've still got a ways. I mean, it's there's there's the next election. We could turn this whole thing around. I'm not going to tell you you're wrong. I'm just going to tell you that the message that I'm saying here and probably a lot in the future may not resonate very well with you. I think that we need to become very aggressively prepared, that we need to start planning for things of violent nature coming into our areas, crimes, people coming onto our property to steal things, to just disrupt society. And then the very real possibility of starting to see people in America kind of secede and very possibly a civil war. I'm trying to talk around things a little bit. It's YouTube. if I get too far down this subject, they'll really slap me upside the head. So try to bear with me. We need to be getting prepared for that. We need to be training for that. We need to understand that most of you are going to be involved in that. You may not be out there on the front lines because of your age or your disability or whatever, but we're all going to have a place in what happens. And whether that's hunkering down and defending what you have, or standing up with others and defending your area, we need to become very serious about these things. And there'll probably be some more clarity in what I'm talking about in future videos. But I don't know how anyone else can see it, what's happening, the overtness of our government assisting people, trying to get them across, trying to get them to flood this country and to giving. I mean, when we've got, I feel like I'm all over the board. You know, there's been reports in the last few days of homeless veterans that were put up into hotel rooms and shelters, veterans, U.S. veterans, being kicked out of those shelters so that they could put illegal immigrants in there because they need a place to live. This is not the first I've heard of stuff like this. When we're bumping them up ahead of the line, ahead of our warriors that have fought and bled for this country, that's a problem. And if you haven't made your decision on which side that you find yourself on, if you haven't drawn your line in the sand and say that this is where you cross this line, I'm done. If you haven't done those things yet, you better hurry up, because they're going to steamroll over the top of you. And if you're sitting back hoping that maybe the next election will change things, the next election will just be that thing that just, makes America, 1950 again, I think you're going to be gravely saddened and mistaken, because I don't see that that's probably going to happen. I could be wrong, and if I am, I will certainly admit it. But I don't think that I'm going to be. And I think it's time for patriotic Americans, and I'm not saying patriotic because you are beholden to America, but patriotic in the fact that you will stand up for freedom, stand up for biblical traditional values. You need to be waking up. You need to be getting yourself ready. Because I have a feeling that we are about to see some major changes we already have been. We've already been watching changes. Things happen that just shock us. And the odds are of things increasing now at a more rapid pace. There's many more numbers, the very possibility of elections being flipped around and turned over because of millions coming across the border. The very likelihood of rapid increase in crime and destabilizing neighborhoods and cities and regions because of this. The continual draining of our economy and sending it overseas or sending it south of the border, basically, or into the pockets of the elite. You can't keep this charade going forever, folks, and that's exactly what it is. There's been a big charade going for a very long time. You can't maintain it forever, and I think that's what this whole reset, this Agenda 2030 is they know that they can't maintain it, so they're trying to direct the collapse, the crash, in the way that they want it to, so that it hits at a certain spot, so that they will have the solution ready in hand to fix everything. And that's what I think that we're seeing happen. And unless you want to get caught up in that so that you can go live in your 5-star FEMA camps, then I suggest you take your life and matters into your own hands and your own survivability in your own hands, and become as self-sufficient as possible and band together with others to create tribe and community and begin practicing and training and getting yourselves ready, because you're going to get to a point that you can either go down with the system when it collapses, or ahead of time and on your own doing, take yourself outside of that system. Both are going to be devastating for you. Both are going to cause you to radically change your lifestyle, but at least one is under your own control. It's getting rough, and it's going to start getting a lot worse. You can't. A nation is no longer a nation without borders. It's not, and we're going to dilute down our freedom, much like what we've seen happen in Europe, to the point that they're not even what they once were. They are a mere shadow of what European nations once were, and that's what we're going to do here. We are going to be just a mere shadow of what we once were, with this complete takeover. And then, of course, we hear Biden telling us, what was it, yesterday, that white supremacy is the greatest threat to this nation, this terroristic threat. I don't consider myself that, but I assure you, according to everything that's being told, that because you're white, that must mean that that's what you are, you know? And don't think for a minute that everyone of other color believes that, because I know that that's not true. This is what they want to do. That you're patriotic, you're a Christian, you're God-fearing, Bible-believing, you're white, all these things, you're bad. We've been told that over the last couple of years. You're all terrorists, and you need to be dealt with. You need to go to re-education camps. You need to be subdued. And that's exactly what we're seeing happen, folks. We're seeing our civilization rapidly being destroyed and changed right before our eyes. And if you don't get yourselves ready for that, prepared in all the ways that you can, you're going to get washed down the drain like everybody else. It's time to get your houses in order and to prepare yourselves mentally, physically, and spiritually. Thank you for watching, and I'll catch you in the next video.